I'm M. Marinelli, and you're listening to the Twin Peaks Tattoo Podcast. I'm a psychotherapist, a professor of psychology, and an author of Comfort Sequels, the psychology of movie sequels from the 80s and 90s. I write for the Blue Rose magazine, and I'm a huge Twin Peaks fan. I'm not a tattoo artist or a tattoo expert by any means, but I'm a tattoo enthusiast and wanted to make a podcast combining two things I love the most. Each episode of the Twin Peaks Tattoo Podcast interviews someone about their Twin Peaks tattoo and explores what their ink means to them. You can find the Twin Peaks Tattoo Podcast on iTunes and SoundCloud. Thanks for joining. I wrote a book called Comfort Sequels, the psychology of movie sequels from the 80s and 90s that came out last year. It's a fusion of personal essay, creative nonfiction, and pop culture analysis, and it chronicles my lifelong obsession with movie sequels, particularly less popular ones like Grease 2, Mannequin 2 on the Move, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. I truly love a ridiculous movie who takes itself seriously enough to have a subtitle. Last summer, I was signing copies of Comfort Sequels at Green Apple Books on the Park on 9th and Irving in San Francisco. A moment to just shout out to Green Apple, which is the greatest bookstore ever. Go there now. It's so rad, and the staff are incredible. And as I was signing, I had the cutest talk about Beyonce and Gaga with an employee, and then we discussed the majesty of Grease 2 and Michelle Pfeiffer. It is my kind of place. Anyway, the experience leaves me completely levitated. Like, how in the world did this happen? I wrote a book that is actually being sold in bookstores, including my favorite one in the city, and I get to sign copies. It was so dreamy and ethereal, and I didn't know where the ground was underneath me. I didn't want to leave. I could already feel myself starting to plummet, the low after the high, the imposter syndrome creeping back in. My sweet friend Beck was with me and pep talked me through it. They were so excited for me. I'm kind of awestruck at the whole thing too. And while they cheerled me and kept me calm, Beck was trying hard to just be okay, as they can get dragged into depressive waves they have to fight off too. Today was one of those days. We leave the store and pause for a selfie in front. The green awning with new and used books printed in what looks like medieval font. Beck's gorgeous white teeth, soft hazel eyes, flamingo pink lipstick, perfect eye makeup, and natural red curls frame their pale dimpled face. While super shy in real life, they look born for the camera, and as a dancer and performer, they are extremely photogenic. Despite how they feel, they look amazing. Next to them, my smile is awkward, like I got caught in a school day picture. I'm wearing a short-sleeved heather gray shirt and comfy dark gray pajama sweats that can barely pass for daylight pants. My light brown hair is windswept, and you can see bags under my eyes from lack of sleep. The lenses in my black frame glasses have a glare in them, making it hard to see my blue eyes. Damn, I keep forgetting to take off my glasses during pictures. Not exactly glamorous, but who cares? Green Apple trademark is behind us, and I feel beyond proud of this moment. I just don't have words for how amazing it is. Our friend Dex meets us outside and hugs hello. It's clear from their energy that they are having a hard day too. I know Dex is out of their body for different reasons: frustration, sadness, fed upness with work and family, the world. We had audio texted that morning a lot about all of this, and despite the hard times they were having, they still looked super hot with slicked back, peppery hair, jeans, purple collared shirt, and leather motorcycle jacket. I mean, can you ever really go wrong with a mask of center person and a black leather jacket? No. Beck and I see Dex as our daddy bear protector since they are 20 plus years older than us, a former health aide, private investigator, and now massage therapist. We feel so safe with them. But in that moment, none of us were operating on all cylinders. All three of us were going through something. I was starting to come down from the high of my book signing, and I felt strangely sad and detached. my weariness from teaching and seeing clients all week closing in. So there we were, three non binary cuties in various states of disembodiment, not knowing exactly where to go or what to do next. So we just started walking, or was it floating down the block, hoping something, anything would appeal to one of us. Were we hungry? Not really. Did we want to go check out this plant store? Eh. Did one of us need to get some shit at Walgreens up the street? No. So what then? And at that moment of almost giving up in full cinematic realness, we walked by One Shot Tattoo. That's it. We should get tattoos. I'm always down to get inked. In fact, I'm the first one to suggest tattoo procurement no matter who I'm with. And I think this just might be the answer we were all looking for. Wait, really? Dex kind of laughs, not sure if I'm making a joke or not. Beck, knowing that I'm dead serious, says, ooh, and starts jumping up and down. Their curls bounced against their spaghetti straps of their 90s floral dress, worn over a t-shirt, serving true Reality Bites realness. Yeah, listen, we all feel weird and we can't figure out what we want to do and we need to get grounded. I want to see if they can at least take walk-ins and they probably can't, but let's just go in and see what the story is in there. Beck, the usually quieter one in the group, comes in with a bold, fuck yes, I'm in. So we go. The shop is surprisingly quiet for a busy street on a weekend evening. The tatted woman who we find out is in charge is currently working on a neo-trad pinup lady on a guy's hairy calf. It looks dope. She uses a paper towel to blot at some blue ink. What are y'all looking to get? She wipes wisps of her blonde hair out of her eyes using her forearm, being careful not to touch her black gloved hand to her face. I'm the ringleader here. I'm open. I want to pick something from your flash sheet. Me too, Beck pipes in. Dex answers differently. I want a sparrow. It reminds me of my grandma. It's cute how they've thought this out. In a bananas turn of events, cool woman in charge says they can actually get all three of us tatted at the same time with different artists, like right now. I know. Cray-mazing. Beck and I grabbed the portfolio on the counter and flipped through pages of already drawn sketches. Without hesitation, I settle on a hot air balloon. It just catches my eye, and my intuition tells me it's the right one. Beck lands on an adorable turtle that suits their personality and also matches the pet turtle they have at home. Dex talks to their artist about the bird vision, and we get going. On our respective tattoo tables, Dex and I talk about writing, and Beck is quiet, doing the breathing exercises they do while getting inked. I have several friend tattoos with Beck, and so I've seen this in action before. It's very meditative, and they become completely attuned to their somatic experience. Dex is smiling and laughing as we talk, constantly glancing at their left arm to see the sparrow come to life. Dex's energy is a huge shift from when we first arrived. And me? I'm in my zone. I feel emotional, like I could cry with joy, like I'm taking care of my body and celebrating this huge book moment in my life. I feel alive, strong, present, elated, and really peaceful. I sit up to look at my upper thigh when my artist completes the line work and he takes a short break to add colors to his ink caps. Looking at what he's done so far, the black and the shading, I realize my new tattoo is totally a nod to the Great Muppet Caper chapter of Comfort Sequels. I didn't even know this until I saw it on my skin. The subconscious is funny sometimes. So in the chapter, I talk about how on the wall of my childhood bedroom, my grandma had hand-painted hot air balloons with Muppet characters peeking out. She had Bert and Ernie smiling over one basket and the unlikely pair of Grover and Oscar the Grouch in another. I write about how those Muppets watched over me when my grandma couldn't be there, how she created a holding environment for me from miles away. I grew up in an addictive and dysfunctional family system where there was chaos and trauma abound. Having these guardians in my room made me feel safe. I could escape into the air with them in my mind while holding my Kermit doll at the same time on the ground. I think about all those Muppets, the hot air balloons on my wall, and the opening scene from The Great Muppet Caper, where Gonzo, Fozzie, and Kermit are all making jokes in a hot air balloon in the sky. I smile, take a deep breath, and lay back down. When we are all done and bandaged up, Dex, Beck, and I walk out, feeling totally content. We are all smiling, yawning, sharing peanut M&Ms. We walk into the now chilly Bay Area night, the bay breeze always catching me no matter where I am. Sure, maybe we are a little high on endorphins, but I can feel us being totally connected to both ourselves and to each other. Without really discussing it, we stumble on a Mediterranean restaurant and go inside, ordering somehow the perfect amount of food. Dex leads a toast about my book, and we clink water glasses, our days completely turned around, our bodies centered, our spirits grounded. Now, I'm a Virgo, which means I plan pretty much everything. Okay, I overplan most things, and I take comfort in having my script before the rest of the play is even written yet. I learned early on that in order to survive, I had to think not 10, but 100 steps ahead. So practices like taking a chance on a tattoo with an artist I don't know and picking out something from a flash sheet is a big deal for me. Going with the flow, releasing my Virgo tendencies, and practicing trust in others. Whew, uncomfortable. The controlling part of me that is young and scared comes out under duress and doesn't serve me. Getting inked and trusting how ideas happen organically, as my guest on this month's pod describes, is part of my practice of living a more present moment life. It's about paying attention to the universe, and I have to stay quiet to do so. And in doing so, the subconscious speaks in fun ways. There's a freedom in letting your body ride with what the tattoo universe offers. For me, it started with a hot air balloon. And then later on, I'd get a traditional cowgirl on the fly one day from another portfolio walk in situation. And then some adorable cherries on a Friday the 13th flash sheet. All very serious stuff. The world is so fucked, we need to take things less seriously. I need to be open to the unified field, to trust the universe, and to become less attached to outcomes and the need to control people, places, and things. My lifelong lesson. In this month's episode of the Twin Peaks Tattoo Podcast, I talked to the awesome Nick Renfro, who was born and still lives in Bangor, Maine, home of Stephen King. He works in food service and also provides celeb transportation for local comic conventions. That's so cool. He's a passionate fan of video games, movies, and TV, especially Twin Peaks. It's been a few years since we recorded this episode. I'm so sorry about that, Nick. So you will hear about a convention that has already happened, including hopefully a reunion of the OG It kids in Bangor. We talk about Nick's amazing tattoos, some of which are just not that precious or planned. They just happened. And there's nothing more Twin Peaks than that. Here is the very patient and the totally awesome Nick. Okay, so Nick, I first saw your tattoo on Facebook and I was so taken with how cool it looks that I wanted to ask you to come on this podcast. And so tell me a little bit about your relationship with Twin Peaks and how Twin Peaks came into your life.
I have been a fan of Twin Peaks now for about 15 or so years. I'd always kind of known what Twin Peaks was growing up because my parents had watched it when it was originally airing. I was about 6 at the time, so it really wouldn't have been my cup of tea. But I got into it because it was one of the first shows that was on Netflix when it first started streaming. And I just immediately had been pulled into it because I had heard so much about it over the years. And like a lot of my friends had seen it at the time. And I just went for it. And it was kind of a life-changing thing, I guess, because I had never seen anything quite like it. And that was really it. It was when I had gotten Netflix, I did it, and it just kind of like
And how was it in relationship to when The Return came out? Like when
way
was it in time?
before.
Way before.
I
Okay.
Yeah, I was able to like
Because it was early when Netflix, you're saying when Netflix just started. So this was a while
yeah.
back. Yeah.
So this is about like 14, 15 years ago when that
Mhm.
had happened. So I was a fan long enough to be very excited for it to come back. So I had enough time to work myself up about it.
And what were your thoughts on The Return when The Return came, being that you became such a fan so quickly of the original show?
I It's interesting because the Twin Peaks, it triggered like a huge like being a fan of David Lynch as a whole. So I like really branched out and like explored his films as well. So it was with The Return to come out and have it be more along the lines of like his later movies and like that kind of just like surreal weirdness. It was welcome for me to for the Return to be so along the lines of like that for like type of his filmmaking that he had. It was
So you were ready for
pure
it.
Lynch. Yeah,
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 pure
very much
Lynch.
so.
And you're a big Nine Inch Nails fan, which you're wearing a Nine Inch Nails shirt right now. And
Yeah,
so, like, were you just like so stoked about them in The Return? How did that part go?
it worked out quite well because part 8 of The Return was like really my favorite episode. And to have Nine Inch Nails thrown into the mix was really awesome. It was very good time to see that.
Tell us a little bit about your relationship to Twin Peaks when you first discovered it on Netflix years ago to how it's in your life now. And we talked a little bit before we started recording about just ways in which Twin Peaks has come into your life
Yeah.
even more
Um,
recently.
right. Well, at first it was kind of like, just it was kind of like my own thing because like a lot of other people like still hadn't watched it or heard of it. So like it was kind of a growing thing because with social media, I found a lot of people online that shared the same love of Twin Peaks that I had. And it's kind of like one things I enjoy about social media is like connecting with other fans of like David Lynch and Twin Peaks. And over the years, it's like kind of grown where like people know how much I love Twin Peaks, like especially like locally in the area where my friend who runs our local convention got Twin Peaks cast members, uh, Kimmy Robertson and Harry. He got them to come and hang out, and that's really cool. And then Sherilyn Fenn, not too much later, actually, right after the pandemic kind of like petered off, she came and visited as well. So I've kind of got like that personal experience with the cast members, which kind of like brings it even closer.
Yeah, and because you were working the convention too, so not even just
Right.
attending as a participant, which would be cool as well, but
Yeah,
you got to sort of be in that behind the scenes and interact with them and like
yeah. Like drove them around, showed them all town. Like we ended up when the convention was all done, we ended up going and I got to explore the downtown area with them, and it was very nice and quiet that day. So it was like awesome. We felt like we had like the town to ourselves to like just do whatever we wanted and just have it be a chill experience for them too. So
I think it's so amazing when our for me when I have fandom of something and then I'm able to interact with actual cast members or people who work production or something, it's like it's just a new way of relating, and sometimes it can change my relationship to the show but in a wonderful way or sometimes in a weird way or
yeah,
like in a different
it's
way. It just
it's
changes,
kind of
but
weird
nice.
because now
Yeah.
like when I watch the show, I'm like I was around them for
Yeah.
really quite a while. I ended up during that convention that Harry and Kimmy were there. Kimmy was messaging me in the middle of the night talking about Civil War Gold, the show that like it was on at the time.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So it was like kind of cool. And Kimmy was really, really awesome because like she wanted to go shopping and I took her out. She bought me a homemade mug and then she ended up like being like, I have something else for you. And then the next day she brought me like a piece of meteorite jewelry that Charlotte Stewart had made as well. So kind of like she just gave me that as well. So it's like a little another Twin Peaks connection. I just keep that in my wallet with me.
And I love Charlotte Stewart. I mean, she's just so wonderful. I love all of, I mean, that's so great. How special that you got to have those opportunities
Oh, for sure.
to do that. And we were
Once in
talking
a
a little,
lifetime thing.
yeah. And we were talking a little bit before too about just your work with a convention and what you're doing now. You want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, with the like a little bit more on the convention. Our local convention's pretty small, being in Maine, but every time we do one, it gets bigger and bigger. We're about to move to Portland, Maine, to do an even bigger convention in April. But with them, I'm the transportation manager, so I am responsible for picking all the guests up from the airport, bringing them to the hotel, making sure they're checked in, getting them to and from the venue, taking them if they want to go do shopping, sightseeing. In Bangor, everybody wants to go see Stephen King's house. So it's kind of like cool to see all of them be fans about Stephen King. And then because they all do what any other normal person would do if they like saw or met someone that they were like a huge fan of. So it like kind of brings them down to like a personal level with like us. Like it's just kind of cool to see them geek out about something like that.
I was going to ask you if it living in Bangor, if it's annoying to see all of the Stephen King tourists coming in and out. Like how is that for you being there all the time?
It's not bad because there's only like one Stephen King tour in town, and they're kind of like uh, getting to the point where they're helping sponsor some of the convention stuff because we're getting all the original It kids to come and do a reunion in Bangor.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
so that's going to be happening in October, where they're all going to come back, minus a couple, one of which had passed away in like early 2000s. So that's kind of cool. And they've been like promoting that as well. And we're like doing photo ops up at the Thomas Hill Standpipe and out in front of Stephen King's house as well. So it's like kind of cool that we're starting to be able to incorporate it into our conventions a little bit more. But other than that, it's like I'm a fan of Stephen King movies and books as well. So it's kind of I'm okay with it. Being in town.
What's do you mind sharing what's some of your faves Stephen King book and or film?
One of my favorite films from like the Stephen King universe is Creep Show. It was in collaboration with George Romero, and it's just a really great kind of like little. I'm trying to remember what they're called. It's kind of like the movies that have like multiple stories within them. Anthology movies. Like there's a lot of old horror movies that are like that. And it kind of like brings that old horror movie to like the 80s. Like, and it's one of my favorites, but book wise, it's Cujo. It was the first one that I read. It was terrifying.
It's totally terrifying.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. I also love Stephen King. I think my favorite Stephen King book is The Longest Walk, which is not really one of his popular one. It's just like a little novella almost.
Right. Yeah.
But I like how strange it is. And I just went on that tour. I think maybe we had conversed about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really great.
You probably went to the Mount Hope Cemetery. for
Yeah.
the SK. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
walk through there all the time. That's
You
like my
do?
go-to place to walk. Yep.
It's a really beautiful cemetery. I love cemeteries. It's a really
Yeah.
beautiful cemetery. It's a nice place to, if I lived there, I would be there all the time. I liked it. And there's really interesting people buried there too. Let's talk a little bit about your tattoo or tattoos. I don't know actually how many you have. Tell us
I
about your
do.
Twin Peaks tattoos.
I have two Twin Peaks
Yes.
tattoos. I have
Awesome.
a large calf tattoo of Laura Palmer wrapped in plastic. Um, then I also have the glyph from Owl Cave as well underneath on my ankle.
On the same
Kind
leg.
of on the same leg, on my right leg. Because eventually, as I'm just going to continue adding to it, it's just a matter of time and money. And tattoo artists in the area have become increasingly busy. So it's like just a matter of getting in and having the idea of what I want to put on there with the other two.
I was so impressed when I saw Laura, your tattoo online, because I don't know if it's considered illustrative. I don't know that much about tattoos to be able to speak on this, but it's so realistic looking and
Mhm.
it's color and it's just really, really well done of her wrapped in plastic. And I'm curious, why did you pick that particular, you know, um, representation of Laura? Why the placement on your leg? Talk us through the journey of that tattoo.
It really, funny enough, came from a drunken night around my 30th birthday where it was like, so I'm turning 30. I really want something cool for my birthday. And my friends chipped in for the Laura Palmer tattoo because when I was thinking about Twin Peaks tattoo, it's kind of like, I don't know, really the first thing that you're like, kind of like presented with in Twin Peaks is Laura Palmer's dead body. So it's kind of like, it's a main, like, something that sticks with you. Seeing Laura Palmer wrapped in plastic, and obviously it's like used in like it's just one of those iconic images from the show, and I felt as though it would be a good thing to get as a tattoo. And as for because I being what it is, I wanted it as like a photorealistic portrait.
Yeah.
And so with that, I wanted to have as much space as possible to like let my tattoo artist be able to like blow it up, stretch it out, and like have room to like get the detail that needs to be in there. And that was pretty much the choice of placement was my calf based on that because I hadn't had anything done on my legs yet, and it's a nice big canvas to work with, and it worked out quite well, I think.
It's a great spot and it's a beautiful tattoo. And yes, photorealism. Yes, that's exactly what it looks like. It's very realistic. How did you find the artist that you worked with?
I had been a friend of hers for quite some time. She had tattooed on me a few times the Tenacious D Pick of Destiny on my wrist, and then I've got my upper arm as a old Absinthe poster. Like it's this woman holding up a glass of absinthe to the sky, and it's kind of like changed from that original picture to something else that I've been working on for about 15 years. But
Do you want to say more on that? That sounds exciting.
I don't know if you can see this. Hold on, but it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
see.
Uh-huh. Oh
But
yeah, I
she
see
goes,
her arm. Oh yeah, yeah, I see her arm.
yeah, and so she's kind of like holding absinthe up to the sky. But it was like a old painting, like French painting from the late 1800s, and I used to like absinthe quite a bit, and I just liked that image and got it started tattooed on me like 15 years ago, and it's kind of like changing shape from what it's originally was. But So she had worked on me quite a bit before, and I had ended up becoming like pretty good friends with her. Her name is Autumn Tierney, and she is my go-to because she's just really good at obviously doing photorealism and like good at just like letting her ideas come out in tattoo form, kind of like free form a little bit. It's pretty interesting the way she does it.
She seems like an incredible artist. Is she in Bangor or is she close
She's
by?
right in Bangor, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. I'm sure she's probably booked out very far, but now I'm excited to try to try to get on her books. And so does she know Twin Peaks? Is she a fan?
Not, I don't think so. I talked to her about it, and we watched. I put the show on while I was getting tattooed.
You did.
So, yeah, she got to see probably a good chunk of the first season. So,
so did you go in for multiple sits for this one? It's such a big piece.
Yeah, it was
like 2 or 3.
2 sessions. It was about 13 hours total between the two. The first session was like 7 hours with some breaks, and then the next one was like 5 to 6.
7 hours. That's a long time to sit. I could do maybe 5 tops. That's my limit. And then I start to lose it.
It was rough because I was laying on my stomach the whole time. So I kind of like I was just like laying down the whole time. It was very uncomfortable.
Do you have some other big pieces? It sounds like you've got this arm kind of half sleeve.
Yeah.
On
my other calf, I have a portrait done by the same artist, Autumn Tierney, of Robert Stack, the host of Unsolved Mysteries.
That's amazing. Wait, can I see that? Can you send me a picture of that? I really want to see that.
I'll have to find one because I don't know if it's a proper picture has been taken of it yet. It's definitely there for sure. I'll find one for you.
That is so great. So I love that a drunken night on your 30th birthday party led to this incredible, ink that you have on your body. What does it feel like to wear Laura on your calf? What happens for you when you look at your ink? What's your relationship to the ink now as it relates to your relationship to the show now?
Well, first of all, I don't regret getting it done, as most people think. Like with tattoos, oh, don't get that, you'll regret it or whatever.
Seriously.
I look at it all the time because it is an incredible tattoo. It's like she's right there on my leg. The tattoo has got like incredible like 3D looking depth to it, and it's pretty crazy how lifelike it came out. But as for wearing it now, it's really awesome. Like in the summertime, being in Maine, it's mostly pants weather, pretty much from like October till sometimes May, or even this year, June. It was just like 51 degrees out the other day. We had snow up north like 2 weeks ago. But it's really cool because it, like, even if it's people, just like normal people that don't know what Twin Peaks is, they're still like drawn to the tattoo because it's so lifelike. But then like Twin Peaks fans like freak right out about it, which is cool because then you kind of like get to meet new people that way, I suppose. Not any just normal person is just going to be watching Twin Peaks on their own. Like, it's like, so like if someone like comes up to me and is like, likes my tattoo, they're probably a like-minded individual. So it's cool. Yeah.
Yes. It attracts the right people.
Yeah. And it was cool to be able to show like Harry and Kimmy and Sherilyn my tattoo as well.
How did they respond? Yeah, what did they say?
They really like it because they I'm sure they see a bunch all the time. It was like just various Twin Peaks tattoos, but like they were just like really like kind of taken back by how cool it was, I guess.
It sounds like you've had people come up, fans, and be able to relate. Of course, it's like such an iconic imagery of Laura.
Yeah.
Have you had any people ask you kind of annoying questions about it? You mentioned like, do you regret that? I mean, I have that come up where people are like, are you gonna want to have that when you're 80 or whatever? And I'm just like, yes.
Not really, because I think with my first tattoos that I got, I think that was more along the lines of like the response I got from people being like 19 and having fresh tattoos. But whereas I got that later on, and kind of like as the years progressed, I kind of changed my opinion on tattoos. Like that, you don't really, I guess it doesn't have to have some deep secret meaning behind it to like get something ridiculous plastered on your body.
Thank you. Yes.
Like,
thank you, Nick.
Like
Exactly.
my friend's another friend is a tattoo artist, and he just posted up a bunch of pictures one day on, I had a day off, and he was like, anybody want any of these done? And one of them was uh Vincent Vega and Jules from Pulp Fiction. So I got them on my arm, like just because.
Wait, can I see that?
Yes.
Oh my God. Wait, that is so good. That's so dope. Yeah.
But like, you have to kind of like let something go to be able to just go do that. And like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
I really love how you just said that, because I really resonate with that. It's like, for me, it's like little acts of love, like loving myself when I let myself
yeah,
get tattooed with things I like, but also not being so damn precious about it all. Like,
right. You don't need to spend weeks and weeks and weeks thinking about like what you're gonna get for a tattoo. It could just pop to you like in a second.
yes,
Like, I'd like to get that,
yes. Or like what happened for you, where you see an artist has already created something and you're like, yes, I want that. Obviously, I want to look
Right.
at, I want Pulp Fiction. I want to look at that and have that
Yeah.
moment on my arm. And that is also a fantastic tattoo. I'm blown away by like the quality of tattoo artists in your area. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah. It's exploding. Really, a lot of my friends have like kind of like a friend of mine just actually just recently got into tattoos, and I bumped into him, and I was like, I'm gonna have to get a hold of you sometime because I want to get something done from you. And I was like, I want something from Silence of the Lambs, and he was like, oh, we could do a Death's Head moths, and I was like, there you go, we'll do it. So it's kind of like just like ideas happening organically rather than like kind of like forcing them to be a tattoo. Like it's just
Yes.
like kind of like that.
Letting it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Letting it happen. Are there any questions that you would like to be asked about your Laura tattoo, or also your owl tattoo? We haven't even talked about that one.
People can be like weird, but like the usual with the Laura Palmer is it's a lot of older women, like elder, like senior citizens, like really love it. Like they're really like they're the
Really?
ones that like it. Like they're the ones that like it the most. Honestly, like I've been stopped at gas stations by old ladies saying, "Wow, that's the most beautiful tattoo I've ever seen," and like then they like,
Really?
yeah, yeah. um, but yeah, I guess it kind of like if I were to answer that question, the question that I'd want to be asked is like, who is it? Like, and then I
Mhm.
can like really talk about it and be like, it's Laura Palmer from Twin Peaks. And if they'll either like continue the conversation or they'll be like, huh, and walk away.
Yeah, but just the invitation to be able to talk about the show, if
Right.
that feels right. Gosh, I'm
Yeah.
so interested in the psychology of what you just said about the elder women
I
asking
don't
you about
understand it, but like
it.
really like the people that like aren't the Twin Peaks fans that see it, it's old ladies like loving the tattoo work. Yeah.
So the owl is underneath it, you said. Is that right?
It's the glyph for Owl Cave, the
Oh, the
symbol.
glyph alchemy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
And
that's like on the side of my leg, right above my ankle.
and did you say there's going to be more? What's next in store for this?
I'm not really too sure, honestly. I don't really have too much room for much more portrait work unless I do my shins that way. But I don't know if I really want to have that much intense ink work done in that area, just because I've heard that it's
a little spicy.
Quite tender.
Yeah, spicy.
So I was thinking more along the lines of like bits and pieces that are like Twin Peaks related, like a cup of coffee, a slice of pie, maybe an owl, like sort of kind of like stuff like that. Because like doing it like a photorealistic owl wouldn't be too intense as like, you know, a full calf portrait. So a little bit easier. But I think that's kind of where my mind is going with it. That just like bits and pieces involving Twin Peaks is really kind of like what my plan will be going forward with it.
You have any Nine Inch Nails tattoos?
No, not yet.
Not yet. I like that. Not yet.
I don't know how I'm going to do it because I kind of want to do something that's like Nine Inch Nails related, but not just necessarily like the Nine Inch Nails logo. So it's kind of like, it's always something that's been like in my head, like how can I do this and like have it be something kind of unique and not just have that logo. So it's kind of like a work in progress in my brain.
Yeah, I balance like getting excited to like, I have a whole list of tattoos that I want, but then I also balance like what you said of just letting it go. And if something comes in, being open to the possibility of like, oh, that artist made this thing. Yes. Right. That's interesting, you know, or I have a loose idea and then I take it to an artist and let them play and run with it and see what they come up with too. Cause it's also, I think for me, when and it sounds like for you too, with the artists that you work with, it's like building that relationship and trusting their work, like trusting their artistry.
For sure. Yeah. With the woman that did the Laura Palmer with my upper arm, I've just kind of like, as I said, it kind of transformed from what it like the original painting. And what I did, I just said, do whatever you want to do. And just let her like, she just started drawing on my arm with marker to kind of like map out what her idea was. And then she just did it right from sketch to skin, like without really any actual concrete things drawn out. But it's coming out good. I was just talking to a friend yesterday about how we kind of need to finish it because it's been going for 15 years. But
yeah, maybe it's time. What character would you love to see have a tattoo in Twin Peaks? And what tattoo would that be?
With Dale Cooper with I am the FBI.
That's great. And where would he have it placed?
Who knows? Maybe above his tongue, maybe on his stomach. Who knows?
On his stomach? I love that. Yeah, I am the FBI. That's sexy. I like that one. What character that either is existing or, you know, would be a new character would you like to play in season 4?
Like really anything. Like I'd be the guy sweeping for, you know, an entire scene in 5 minutes. Like whatever. Like I'd do that. Like I'd just walk by the camera. I'd be in the diner. Like I wouldn't need anything. I wouldn't need a talking role. I'd just throw me on there.
You're just there. You're just in town doing something. Or maybe you're like, right. Maybe you're even like being maybe you're even doing transportation. Right. You're doing. Maybe
nothing special, just something basic.
Special. Yeah. That's a good answer. I like that. Well, Nick, this is so great. Thanks for sharing with us about your tattoos and about your incredible Laura Palmer work. We will have a picture of it on the website for people to be able to witness and be blown away the way I was the first time I saw it. And we will I will love to be able to come and check out a convention in Bangor and definitely say hi and like hang out and be nerdy together and talk more Twin Peaks things. How can folks find you if they want to connect in some way?
I'm on Instagram and Facebook. And like I poke my head in multiple Twin Peaks David Lynch groups. That's how I found a lot of interesting internet friends.
Yeah, that's how the community happens, is through that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks so much, Nick. This is so much fun. I appreciate all the time that you shared.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Twin Peaks Tattoo Podcast. Rate and review us on iTunes and follow me on Instagram @MsMarinelli.